Interest, not only Indian Army, there are other countries who have shown keen interest around it. See, the whole ability today to do shoot and scoot, especially the fact that the vehicle is designed for this platform. At the end of the day, at 18,000 feet, when you have to climb 30-degree gradients, the biggest challenge comes in derating. And this vehicle has been specially designed. It has got a huge 280 horsepower engine. So power to weight ratio really works very well. As a matter of fact, the whole world is actually moving to mounted gun systems. Not just the 105, where it's a direct fire role that somebody looks at, or it's a motor support role. So there are new roles that are coming up, and people are exploring. See, an Indian Army has shown keen interest. As a matter of fact, they've tested it at 18,000 feet and above. It's on firing there. Coming into action, coming out of action, all of that. The process is on. Indian Army will procure. The process is on as we talk about it. As a matter of fact, for the last 12 years, we've been developing artillery platforms and protected vehicles. Today we have 7 artillery platforms. 4 of them are mounted. We're developing 3 more. So as a process, there are multiple things happening. On protected vehicle side, we have 7 platforms of our own. Of that, you see the Kalyani M4, which has already got inducted, not only for the Indian Army, but for Indian Army, for the UN missions as well. The artillery gun system of ours, which is ATAGS, that is developed along with DRDO, that's just finishing the trials, and hopefully will get inducted next year very soon. There are many interests on artillery systems that we see today, not only from India, but from global players and also larger, friendly countries that we have. So we see a lot of traction and a lot of products. Literally every single one of them has shown traction. It will mature over a period of time, but all of them have shown enough traction in the marketplace.
The sniper rifles, both the .308 and the .338 Lapua Magnum sniper rifles, everything here is designed, most importantly, and manufactured in India. So we actually, in the course of this Defexpo, coined the phrase "born in Bharat." There is enough talk about made in India and so on and so forth. Now there's a difference between something which is made in India and something which has been homegrown. So in effect, homegrown is the difference between being able to make every single part and knowing why exactly something is in a certain way inside your weapon and why something is performing in a certain way. So as far as Indian content in all of our systems is concerned, 100% in terms of design, we own all the intellectual property. We have patents applied for on our weapon systems. As far as local content is concerned, we are almost hitting the 85% mark in terms of cost. That is a significant positive for us. The only thing which is actually stopping us from going all the way up to 100 is essentially the fact that certain items do not make sense commercially because they're very easily available off the shelf. For example, magazines, we don't manufacture them, we just get them off the shelf and integrate them. Manufacturing certain parts in this particular regard will continue to be outsourced or in some cases imported as well. But 85% local content is where we are today. The Indian Army has been now moving very clearly towards the Make in India model. There is absolutely no doubt about the fact that pretty much every acquisition going forward in the area of small arms will be Make in India product. So starting from 2017 onwards, we've been interacting with the armed forces. Some of our upgrades have already found their way into service. We're hoping that some of our systems will also find their way into service in the course of the coming few years. So the requirement for the Indian Army snipers, the .338 Lapua Magnum, that's something that we have. It's a product that's called the Saber. It's a long-range sniper with capabilities to interdict targets at over 1,500 meters. The close quarter battle carbine here, M72, is our proposal for the close quarter battle carbine requirement of the Indian Army. The RFP is yet to come out. Meanwhile, we're also working on many Ministry of Home Affairs and State Police requirements for both upgrades as also weapon systems, which include, of course, the P72, the snipers, the .308 snipers, the M72 carbine. We're also going to be very shortly launching, I think, few things we have to understand very clearly. The war that you've seen in Ukraine-Russian theater is a clear-cut reminder that there is no point in depending upon a foreign country for everything. People think transfer of technologies will solve your problem. It will not solve your problem. You will never get a complete transfer of technology. As they would say, it is nothing but assembly that people are going to be doing in the first round. In our case, assembly is just a part of the whole thing. We actually do everything from design to manufacturing of the critical pressure parts to manufacturing of certain components which nobody else manufactures. So for us, the idea is to retain the access to this particular technology inside the country and export it. For us, the objective is not only to sell to the Indian Armed Forces. Yes, of course, that's important, but we want to be the most respected small arms OEM in the region. That's a larger objective of ours. Please don't consider us as purely being an Indian OEM requirement, being satisfied only for Indian Army purposes and so on and so forth. Indian Army is important. Definitely, they are the number one customer of ours, but we want to be in the global market.